has no interest in warfare. He prefers long, lone trips into deserts and along coasts, as these are the only places he feels he can escape to and relax. Beachcomber is cool-headed, low-key, and personable. He's what Earthlings would call laid back. Beachcomber fights when called upon, despite his anti-war feelings. He can travel very rugged terrain for a range of 800 miles, and his sensors can determine chemical composition of land and find needed resources. Beachcomber, unfortunately, is susceptible to mental stress. Transforming into a Chenoth fast attack vehicle, the original Beachcomber toy was first released by Hasbro in 1985 in the second-year assortment of the Transformers. Despite the military combat origins of his vehicle mode, writer Bob Budiansky gave Beachcomber the personality of a mellow, lovable pacifist, and on his toy release, his transformation was simply described as Dune Buggy. Although this was the toy's first ever release, it was widely believed that he and his fellow Autobot mini-vehicles from the second wave were originally designed for Takara's microchange line in Japan. And again, like his mini-vehicle contemporaries, he was introduced later in the story of both the original cartoon as well as the Marvel comic book. First appearing in the Season 2 episode The Insecticon Syndrome, Beachcomber was featured throughout the second season, with a few scattered appearances in the third. His greatest showcase episode featured him in Season 2's The Golden Lagoon, where Beachcomber discovers an elusive deposit of the rare mineral, electrum, which could be used to coat Transformers, making them impervious to artillery fire. As a peaceful bot of science, his cool laid-back voice was provided by voice-acting legend Alan Oppenheimer, based on Hollywood legend Bing Crosby.
Like if you need geology-type info, hey, just call on yours truly, Beachcomber. I dig projects that don't require conflict, you know.
Well, let's see if I can learn your language. How do I say, it's a beautiful day?
Many of us looking back ironically as we got older would jokingly refer to Beachcomber as the stoner of the group, which is just absurd. In Marvel Comics, Beachcomber first appears as part of an underground resistance cell of Autobots back on Cybertron. Eventually, led by Blaster, he and his comrades would come to Earth via the space bridge. His toy was discontinued in 1987, leading to his silent departure from the animated series. In Marvel Comics, however, Beachcomber was not so lucky. His end came in the form of a vicious mauling in the jaws of Decepticon Mindwipe. Oh yeah, spoilers. And quite frankly, bummer. Well, my friends, I've got beer and nowhere else to be, so it must be time for another episode of Leo Watches Transformers. This is Season 2, Episode 41, The Golden Lagoon. Our story begins with a tank, small aircraft, microscope, hovercraft, and dune buggy taking a stroll down the beach together. I wonder what will happen next.
Hold it! I've discovered something!
Big deal, a rock.
Not just any rock, Power Glide. This specimen has traces of gold and silver.
And just a hint of MacGuffin.
Transform and attack.
The Autobot beach party is suddenly cancelled, as Decepticon toys need to be sold as well.
Decepticons!
With mandatory explosions and action shots featuring cool new characters now available at your local Toys R Us, eventually the tide turns against the Autobots.
Barbarians! Beachcomber, follow me! Beachcomber, where are you?
As 420 draws near, Beachcomber steps away to find himself a little alone time.
Oh my, it's paradise.
He magically finds himself here in a classic Disney movie.
Great Maximus.
Beachcomber, possibly while high, makes a stunning discovery.
Electrum. Well, we can't let anyone find out about the Electrum. What?
As the battle rages on, Beachcomber's new sanctuary falls victim to warfare, causing him to rejoin his comrades. Decepticon Thrust later discovers the pool of Electrum.
Trust, my man, you're about to become #1 Decepticon.
Beachcomber rejoins the others.
Perceptor!
Where were you?
Oh, nowhere.
Definitely not getting high, that's for sure.
Surprise!
Newly coated in Electrum, Thrust returns to battle, impervious to artillery fire.
Hot and cold blasts, that'll crack him.
Zing! We got a zoom!
When all hope is lost, Warpath improvises an escape route, but Perceptor and Seaspray are taken prisoner.
We'll need help.
Thrust leads the other Decepticons back to the pool of Electrum.
Starscream, why don't you test the Electrum for me? I will enjoy this.
No, Megatron!
You see? Nothing can stop us now. The Autobots are...
Not Beachcomber's magical animal friends that may or may not exist. Oh no!
Of course, at this time, I should acknowledge the Optimus Prime and Megatron figures from Super 7 Reaction that are both coated in solid gold in reference to their participation in this episode. Spoilers. And now that I've gotten that out of the way, why don't we talk a little more about an Autobot who may or may not be high right now?
1993 saw a Generation 2 re-release of Beachcomber's original mold, now recolored with green chrome. Beachcomber's trademark name was passed on to a new character in 2005 in Transformers Energon, a figure that was recolored from that same line's version of Cliffjumper. This Beachcomber never appeared in the actual series, only a brief cameo in comics. A new incarnation of the original Beachcomber was designed and planned to appear in the Season 3 premiere of Transformers Animated in 2009. In a deleted scene that was cut for time, Beachcomber was meant to be killed by Decepticon spy Shockwave after discovering his infiltration of Autobot Command. Thanks to his unintentional survival, he would later go on to appear in a large crowd scene cameo. A tie-in Beachcomber was created for the live-action movie universe, though only appearing as a toy, never in the actual movies themselves. This Beachcomber transformed into a modern-day model of his original vehicle mode. This mold was later retooled to create an evil Beachcomber from the Shattered Glass universe, a strange new take on the character who would only speak in song lyrics. One of his most coveted releases to date came in 2017's Power of the Primes line. Later in 2018, Takara released a gold-plated version of this mold in honor of his appearance from the Golden Lagoon from Generation 1 cartoons. Until recently, the Golden Lagoon was Beachcomber's largest role in Transformers lore. However, as recently as 2024, he has made a major entrance into Image Comics' Energon universe. First only appearing as a mysterious cameo, observing our other heroes from afar. When Spike Witwicky is captured by Astrotrain, it is Beachcomber that comes to his rescue, making a blatant Star Wars reference along the way. We would later learn that Beachcomber was on the Ark before it crashed down on Earth. However, in the fighting, he was ejected from the ship and wound up being stranded on Earth's moon for a very long time. In modern time, Beachcomber would reactivate himself in order to discover a ride off the moon and over to Earth. Once there, he found the wreckage of the Ark as well as his fallen comrades. In an effort to end the war and keep peace on Earth, Beachcomber decided it was best to let them all sleep forever and live out eternity amongst the planet's natural beauty. For Optimus Prime, things were very different. As Beachcomber witnessed the massive devastation unleashed on the planet's oceans, Optimus found himself back on Cybertron. In order to stop Shockwave from bringing Cybertron to Earth via teleportation, Optimus made the bold choice to sacrifice his own life, as well as Cybertron, in order to protect the planet Earth. As Optimus plummeted to the planet below and certain doom, it was Beachcomber himself that saved him, bravely surfing the maelstrom created in the wake of the disturbance. Despite Optimus' sacrifice, nothing on Earth would ever be the same again, as a slice of Cybertron now polluted the ocean, bringing with it new technological possibilities and nightmares to the people of Earth. Although Beachcomber didn't rejoin the Autobots or take up the fight once again, he did however agree to assist in the search and recovery of a long-lost ally, the rattled and traumatized Ultra Magnus, who now suffered from post-traumatic stress from centuries of prolonged torture under Decepticon captivity. If I haven't said it before, this comic series is outstanding.
We now return to the Transformers.
We return to Autobot Base, where a rescue mission to recover Perceptor and Sea Spray is now underway.
I'm glad I'm going on the mission. Blam!
What's with our geologist friend?
Beachcomber? Oh, he's a thinker, not a fighter.
Just wish I knew what he was thinking about.
My guess is weed, or electrum, or both. Before departing, Autobot Mirage appears to join the mission, reminding us that his toy is also still available.
Destroy!
The Autobot rescue team suddenly finds themselves against the entire Decepticon force, now all coated in electrum. Through a series of repeating story beats, our heroes get their asses handed to them.
Something's very wrong. I'm going back for reinforcements.
Mirage makes a calculated escape, as if his inclusion was contrived writing all along.
Bring on the rest!
Before the rest of the Autobots can move out, the Decepticons attack.
Show no mercy!
With more repeating story beats, older toys get their asses kicked too, also still available at your local Toys R Us. God, I missed that place. Back at Decepticon Base, Starscream is left to his own devices, making Sea Spray and Perceptor fight for his amusement. Get this, he even arms them. I get really tired of asking this, but what could possibly go wrong? Beachcomber returns to the Golden Lagoon to unwind a bit. He is taken prisoner by Megatron and Blitzwing.
Look what I caught! Go for it!
This is the part where they escape because Starscream is dumb. Their escape is cut short by the arrival of another prisoner.
We attack Omega Supreme at once. You will lead the first wave. Omega Supreme? Enemy Armada, dead ahead!
Information unnecessary.
Newly emboldened by their tactical advantage, the Decepticons daringly attack Omega Supreme head-on.
Results disappointing.
Let me finish him off personally.
Despite his great might, Omega Supreme falls to their barrage.
Well, we can't go any further into an episode about Beachcomber without talking about Alan Oppenheimer, the legendary voice actor behind his voice. He's also responsible for Autobots Warpath and Sea Spray, who are both featured in this episode as well. I just finished a brand new video about him, so please check that one out, especially if you're a fan of He-Man.
You blundering fool! Stop him, you fools! You're all fools if you think you can stop me? Not mumbling, you meatheads. Rumbling, rumbling. Go, and don't let me see your mangy hide around here again. Back up, muscle boy, you furry coward. It's all your fault, you flea bag. You tin-tongued dolt. I'm talking about my patience, not my body. You overgrown fur coat, you let him get away. You overgrown alley cat, you flea-bitten fur brain. Skeletor to King Randor. Skeletor to King Randor. Come in, you royal boob.
Rearm to attack Autobot headquarters!
Omega Supreme defeated? Unbelievable!
Back at Autobot base, Teletran 1 decides it's time to accelerate the plot.
Optimus! Teletran 1 computes the word Electrum. Mean anything to you? Electrum? Yes. Send out survey teams at once. If there's Electrum out there, we've got to find it.
Some time after being shot down, Powerglide finds his way back to shore, where he spots the Decepticons. With his wing instantly healed through the magic of editing, he takes flight in order to follow them.
So that's their secret. Wait till Prime hears about this!
Back at Decepticon base, Beachcomber risks a daring escape. With that, our heroes are on their way.
Full speed ahead, Sea Spray! Fill up the drums with that gold stuff! I'm going off to the main force!
You're leaving me alone to guard the Electrum?
That's right, Dirge! See you later!
Thanks for nothing, Longbird!
Back at the Golden Lagoon, they manage to take down the lone guard. Thanks to Powerglide's intel, the rest of the Autobots arrive so we can start to wrap this thing up.
Well, looks like we all found out about this place at the same time.
Come on in, the Electrum's fine!
Yeah!
Taking their cue from Beachcomber, the rest of the Autobots decide it's time to take a sample of that rare Jamaican gold. By which I mean Electrum, of course. Back at Autobot base, the Decepticons realize they're a bunch of gold-plated dumbasses.
The entire base is empty!
The Decepticons arrive too late to realize the playing field has been leveled.
Destroy them!
Collateral damage ravages the beautiful surrounding landscape. As the Decepticons lose their luster, the battle turns in favor of our heroes.
What the? No! It can't be!
Prime, observe how their Electrum is wearing off.
Then we've got them.
Before making a mandatory retreat, Megatron retaliates in the most childish way possible.
Obliterate the lagoon! If we can't have it, nobody can!
By destroying a substance this episode has made very clear was invulnerable. Silly. As the battle ends, the Autobots celebrate another victory. But in a very memorable closing tag, shit gets very real for an afternoon kids show.
We won.
Bummer.
Well, I may be a few beers in, but that was a good episode. And speaking of drunk, let's talk about the mistakes they made.
Right off the bat, what are they doing here? Is it like Autobot Beach Day or something? Again, what are they doing here? How do they know to be here? Blitzwing's head is the wrong color. Again.
Let's see if I can learn your language.
Can you learn his language? If so, that would be cool. But if it has nothing to do with the plot, why bring it up?
Shoot me in the back, will you? Well, zap, zap!
He just shot him in the front, though.
Well, we can't let anyone find out about the Electrum.
Why exactly? This is never explained.
Perceptor! Perceptor!
Where were you?
Oh, nowhere.
Perceptor has no follow-up questions to this.
Out of the way!
Beachcomber has now seen Thrust covered in Electrum, and he sees how it is being used. He no longer has any reason to not tell his friends about his new hiding spot. His silence gives the Decepticons too much of an advantage. Even if they were impervious to laser fire, they wouldn't be invulnerable to high-velocity impact. Ask anyone who's ever been shot while wearing a Kevlar vest. How does anyone see once their eyes are covered in gold? Why would it give them more strength? Or turn him into a musical instrument used in a magical Christmas special?
Disengage and retreat, Beachcomber! Something most peculiar is occurring!
And you know exactly what it is. Why are you so quiet? Are you high right now? Beachcomber's gold hand remains consistent throughout this whole episode. However, Decepticons that use Electrum multiple times lose their finish by the end of the episode. But Beachcomber dips his hand once and before anyone else, so why does his hand not fade before the end?
Something's very wrong.
Yes, you're all blind to the color gold, apparently. The Decepticons attack the outer perimeter guarded by Omega Supreme, twice. They come back to finish him off at the end of the second act. Why did they wait? Brawn's head is the wrong color, again.
No, it's not possible. They found the Golden Lagoon.
But you already knew that when you saw Thrust and said nothing. What the fuck, Beachcomber? What the fuck? So yeah, they didn't have an act break, so they come back here to attack Omega Supreme. But wait, why didn't Omega Supreme transform and attack them? Oh, fuck it, whatever. Megatron takes him down in one blast. Did he need Electrum for that? Could he have done that at any time? Power Glide's wing is clipped. He says he needs to make repairs. Without doing so, he flies away in the next shot. His wing is fine. He then lands very close and in full view of the Decepticons. After yelling out what he plans to do, he immediately transforms and flies away.
Wait till Prime hears about this!
No one sees or hears him. Why does a prison cell that would hold a robot need a cot? Thundercracker's reaction time is highly dubious. Why would they leave the lagoon so poorly guarded? This is a very valuable resource.
Well, looks like we all found out about this place at the same time.
Not quite.
Come on in, the Electrum's fine!
Wow, so in the end, Beachcomber never fessed up or apologized or anything. He probably forgot, because he had a lot on his mind. Like weed and Funyuns. When did they all have time to set up dummies? What is this, the Three Amigos? How long can you be in a firefight with a bunch of opponents standing still in the open that don't fire back before you realize that they're actually just fucking dummies? Was he just waiting for them under there for dramatic effect? What if they never showed up? How long would he have been down there? Also, for a body of liquid that small, it's surprisingly deep when you think about it. Why does he turn into a tank in midair? Why does the tank continue to fly as if it were still a plane and not plummet downwards? This deer and these animals would have been long gone the moment the first shots were fired. We've established Electrum is invulnerable in this episode, until it fades away like a fart in the wind. This explosion would simply scatter it, not evaporate it.
We won.
All the animals are dead. Tune in next time, kids.
Well, I do hope they'll do better next time. And speaking of next time, our next episode is The God Gambit, another one of my favorites, which reminds me, that pencil sketch of Jazz that's been staring back at me for about a week and a half is not going to ink itself in, so I should get going on that. But, in the meantime, as always, please like, share, and subscribe, and I do sincerely hope to see you back here for the next episode. Thank you for watching. Take care.
Okay, but he disabused me of this fact today, so go ahead and tell him, because I was totally wrong. This is incorrect information in the book.
You tell him. Go ahead and I'll correct him.
No.
I just want to hear him do the sea spray.
I was convinced that Alan, when he did sea spray, did it like this. He assures me today that my memory is incorrect, that he did it like this.
Oh, the back of the throat, like that. You just get a lot of saliva back there and get that uvula going like that.
So I also did Merman, and people say, gee, you sound a lot like Sea Spray. I said, I'm allowed to plagiarize myself.